You know? And I'm pretty good about it. I'm not usually, I hate you. Like, trying to educate people.
Right.
Or, like, just give them my experience in the best way possible.
Oh, well, then you totally failed the whole Facebook thing.
Why?
That's what you don't do on Facebook.
I know. That's why I stay off of Facebook.
Right.
Because I'm super political, and I like to think about political, and that's just what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And then not to mention, like, that's what my entire Facebook is. Like, if you just scroll, like, there's no way you could not do that looking at my feed.
Oh, okay.
It's just what it is.
Yeah.
So I try to stay.
Instagram, Snapchat. Do you do
Instagram
Tumblr,
mostly.
Twitter?
I used to do Tumblr. That was like a young college thing.
Okay.
I used to do Tumblr though. Tumblr's fun. Mm-hmm. Tumblr has its little niche.
Yeah.
If you will, if you're
Periscope,
a Tumblr person.
What else?
Never periscoped.
Never.
I never vined.
Yeah, Vine.
Mostly I'm Instagram.
Okay.
A little bit of Snapchat.
A little bit of Snapchat?
A little bit. You got to have a little bit of Snapchat.
A little bit of Snapchat. Like, I don't Snapchat as, like, for as much as I Snapchat, I don't Snapchat as much as I Instagram. Right? I'll Snapchat if I'm doing something specific. Like, if I'm out doing something. I'm not just going to be at home using filters, taking selfies. That's not me. That's not me. But if I'm like, for example, I would pull out my phone right now and I'd Snapchat what we're doing right now.
Alex is over there with his facial expressions. I'm sorry.
Because he knows I use Snapchat.
So does he really filter? Because when you said no filter, Alex looks like
he doesn't really use filters. However, I would say Instagram and Snapchat are probably
the only
neck
ways.
And neck.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You think so?
Okay. Yeah. Every time I don't really do Snapchat, but my cousin does it a lot, so I always go in there and right underneath his name has yours.
Yeah.
Every time.
What about you, Nikki? Are you on all?
I'm on all of it.
See,
just
yeah.
Soul Swipe.
Soul Swipe.
I gotta learn about this Soul Swipe thing. I'm still a little in between. I guess I'm traditional. No. Oh, that's the dating thing.
Yeah.
Oh God, no. Oh God. I'm literally like I'm scarred from Black People Meet already. I am so scarred.
Whoa, do you have a story?
Please. I have plenty of stories about Black People Meet. Number one, there are a lot of non-Black people on Black People Meet.
I've heard.
Number one. I'm like, how does this? I mean, I'm pretty sure there's some type of regulation where you can't, racially screen people. I don't know. People always find a loophole. But if you're on Black People Meet, I want to meet Black people. I don't want to meet yellow or brown. I'm looking for Black.
You know what we should do? We should all make farmersonly.com.
Oh God!
You don't have to be
at Farmers Only. How's it go?
Yeah,
that's it. Okay.
Yeah. I'm upset that you guys know.
At farmersonly.com. Yeah. I've seen the commercials like a million times.
A million times. It is always on, especially in the daytime.
I don't have cable, so that's a good thing. I miss out on tons of commercials.
Yeah.
Right between Hot Bench. Right, there it is.
That's the show.
What is that?
Hot Bench? Yeah. It's one of the new court shows, but it has 3 judges, 2 women and one man.
Yeah.
So then they go back and then they discuss it between themselves, and then they decide.
Is it like?
Well, then they rule.
Is it the same kind of problems? Like Judge Judy?
It's
okay.
Like,
yeah.
Actually, Judge Judy produces that show. That's her show that she designed.
That makes sense.
Yeah. She was on there.
Dude, she's trying to. She's stacking checks. So because she's a real judge, right?
Yeah.
In real life. So she's a real judge in real life, and she had her own show. Now she's producing shows, so she's gonna get syndication funds from her show. She's gonna get funds from this show that's on now, however long it's on. And she's a judge, and they get paid forever because after they retire, they continue to get their salary.
Oh yes, and not including her books, her going out speaking. Oh yeah, Judge Judy, honey.
She played the game right.
Yes,
She's my
that's
girl.
how you do it. Right.
Oh my goodness! So we've all done our rounds. Alex, now that you have joined us in the studio, Alex had everything ready. Had to go take care of some other things, but he's in the studio with us. How are you doing today?
Oh man, I'm great. I'm here, feeling good. I'm breathing. Without assistance.
Yeah, that's good.
Hey. Yeah, that's something to be thankful for.
That's good.
I was trying to pull up Judge Judy's husband because I'm thinking you might know. Are you guys all boxing fans?
No.
He's a judge too, right?
No. Well, is he a judge? I thought he was a ref. I thought he was a boxing ref. But he could be a judge.
I know nothing about him.
I know nothing about him.
Did he used to be on the People's Court?
Judge Joe Brown?
I think so.
Judge Judy's ex.
Yeah, I believe they are both judges. But he was on. You remember the Celebrity Deathmatch show?
Yeah.
He was the referee in that.
Oh.
So that guy is actually Judge
Oh,
Judy's
well,
husband.
shout out to
The
Shannon
claymation dude?
Christopher
Yeah.
on Facebook
The voice?
Live. Judge Judy's judge, it's Gary? Is it his husband? Yeah, he's also a judge. Judge Gary?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Gary who?
Gary, whatever. I don't know how to say the last name.
Gary Blauman.
SCHIENDLIN. However you
Gary
pronounce
Shinling?
it. Yeah, Shinling.
Yeah, Shineman.
Thank you, Shannon. She's in Fairfield.
Oh, hi,
Chiming
Shannon
in.
Fairfield.
All the way from Fairfield.
Listening to the show. Shout out to Shannon.
Shannon Christopher. That's family too.
Oh, hey.
Love family.
Hey. Hey. So, I'm going to go political on you guys.
Okay.
Did you guys see what happened this weekend?
There's a lot of happening.
There was a lot going on.
Well, there's a lot happening lately.
Yes.
I'm specifically talking about the protests
Oh, yeah.
at the airports.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
How we feeling? How we feeling about that? Is there some mixed emotion in the room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to go there, don't you?
What? Hey. Hey.
Well, tell me how you feel about it. Are you protesting, or is there should there be a time we don't protest in that manner?
I'm usually protesting.
Protesting.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
so
also
pro-marching, sit-ins.
pro-marching sit-ins.
Walkouts.
I am a Martin Luther King guy.
Okay.
I love his speeches. I love his writings. I've been there, done that. I love all of it.
Okay.
And so I'm down with all that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the protest that happened this weekend, I am particularly impressed.
Oh,
I am particularly impressed
okay. About
the fact that they actually about who they're protesting for, given past events in this country, about the numbers in which they are protesting and how widespread it is, and the fact that there was actual change that came from the protesting. Things happened because they protested, which is hardly ever the case.
right.
And so I am particularly impressed with the protest this weekend.
Well, can you share a little bit of details? Because there are some people that are on social media only, and that's their only news news source. So can you give the background of who they were protesting for and why, and what was the outcome? I mean, I do know. I did watch.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. So I believe it was on Friday. Donald Trump signed an executive order to ban people who are Muslim, and specifically he banned them from 7 countries. I don't have the entire list right in front of me. Yemen's on that list, and there are 6 other countries on the list. And so there are people who were outside of the country, who had visas, or who lived here, or who were here already,
Right.
who lived here, who were just out of the country, who could not come home. So they were away, they flew in, and someone told them that they couldn't be here anymore. And then they were detained. And then, of course, there are all the other people who were just trying to come here,
Right.
who were also either detained or sent back where they came from. And I believe it starting on Saturday, there were these huge, massive protests. Just name any international airport
Right.
in the United States. O'Hare, JFK, LAX, Seattle, Dallas, anywhere. Any some random airport that you've never heard of. Thousands of people just protesting, loud, there, distracting, huge in your face.
Right.
And this is, and to me, this is huge because 9/11 happened, right? And there was a lot of emotion about Islam and Muslim and people that we think are Muslim or people who we think are Islam.
Right.
There's been a lot of backlash and a lot of hatred, and I understand where that comes from. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I understand where it comes from.
Right.
And then to see the protests that are happening to overturn this, to go against this ban that is specifically against Muslims.
Right.
And when you look, there's a lot of Caucasian in the crowd, which also impressed me.
Right.
That they would go to bat.
Yeah.
And so, I believe it was Saturday night, a judge, I don't know which judge, he signed a stay on the executive order, so all of the people who were being detained had to be released. And they were let back into the country. And people got to come home and see their families, and it was this beautiful, beautiful thing. And I just thought that it was, I still think it's amazing. Like, and then after that, they left the airports, and they went to the White House, and they're protesting at the White House. And they're protesting Trump Tower. It's just like, it's like, and stuff is actually happening, and I'm so impressed, and that's just how I feel about it.
Wow. Well, I just want to give a shout out to everybody that's watching on my Facebook Live. But we do have a comment from Cliff Hutchinson. He's from here, but moved to the South, and he's supporting. And I will read exactly what he said. It says, "We ban all Muslims due to some Muslim crimes against America, but yet when we being up slavery, the majority of Caucasians yell, 'I'm not a part of that.' Hypocrisy."
Yeah.
That's deep. Good one. Tahira Williams, she's my Spellman sister. Whoop, whoop. Out in Virginia says that she got strip searched because of her name. She is African American. Tahira is her first name and endured a strip search. So, yeah, that's basically how I feel about the whole protest thing. And I get it. I am pro-protest in a way, but I am so about why and the who first. Who's doing the protesting, and is it truly going to benefit those you're protesting for? Because there are tons of protests out there that people are just getting, riled up about the cause. And like you said, you were impressed about the effects of it, the outcome of it. But if it's truly not going to help us as a whole, I'm kind of on the fence about it. I'm like, I get it. We need to fight for those who can't fight for themselves, speak for those who can't speak for themselves, stand for those who can't stand for themselves. But right now, where we are in America, my personal opinion is, if it's not going to help us, I don't know. I'm kind of about it. And so that's kind of how I felt this weekend. I was like, yes, it's wrong. We should do something. But the way we do it, I'm kind of
So you didn't like so you're talking about specifically the protesting?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I agree. I mean, I disagree with the ban, of course. Protesting for them in airports, yes, but just like Cliff Hutchinson, just like Tahira, there are other injustices just in airports as well that no one ever stood up for us that we had to endure because of other discrimination.
Us being African American?
Yeah, not just African American. I mean, all types of discriminations. Women, I'll put this out there. A lot of people know I'm heavy chested. And so when I go to airports, I have endured here in California and in the South extra searches up here because of that.
Because you were
because stuff. I have that, and I'm like, well, I can't help that growing.
Yeah.
And not that we need to protest against that. I just think that a protest should have been done a long time ago to regulate laws and those type of things. And did it really just take Donald Trump? Here we go again about, we talked about it the last show. Did it take Donald Trump to just bring light to what was already there?
Do you guys have...
Well, I was going to comment. She's absolutely right, because I don't remember the name of the show, but I would just happen to be watching TV one day at my grandmother's house, and I'm flipping through the channels, and they're going through and they're trying to basically bust people for drugs, guns, and bombs, basically. That was the whole meaning of the show.
At airports?
At airports, right? And they get all these people that look a certain way, like who look like they might be Muslim or from one of those countries that were banned. And a lot of those women got strip searched and had nothing, or didn't hardly know English. They were just here visiting their family, or they were just regular people just trying to travel like everybody else. And they had to take off all their stuff, and it was just a mess. And then they were mad, and there was really nothing they could do, and they felt defenseless. I can get that feeling through the TV. They felt defenseless in that situation,
and they were being targeted, and they were on TV.
And I don't know if that show still exists. I don't remember the name of it or anything, but I'm like, this is on TV, like, why would they show something like that? That's so humiliating to so many people. So it's been going on.
Yeah, a long time for random things. I remember years ago in my college days, I got stopped and detained at Newark Airport because they noticed that my name was popping up too much going from Atlanta to JFK, Philly, and Newark. And it just so happened I was dating a guy there who could afford to fly me every other weekend. And so I literally got detained. I didn't get handcuffed, but they sat me down in a scary room. It was like a little storage room with a chair, no desk, and asked me questions for at least an hour, which made me miss my flight, which, I couldn't use my phone. I couldn't call anybody to tell them I'm not knowing what's going on. And here I am, a young woman, whether I'm black or not. I'm young by myself in my early 20s, sitting in this room with these authorities that I don't know. I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist. I watch too much Law and Order, CSI. So I didn't know who these people were keeping me in a room just because I fly too much. Mm-hmm. So it's, sometimes I'm like, yeah, we got to do it. But where were you then? For all of those issues, like Nikki said.
And that's fair enough. That's very fair. I think it's a very fair input. My response to that, and I'm not arguing, but what if it did take Donald Trump?
Yeah. And that's why I'm like, you're right. Yeah.
And I'm wondering, I think that, could we make the argument, would it be fair to say that there are people who are Caucasian, who are of other influences, who have gone to bat in recent years for us in protests that we've had recently?
I think that would be fair.
That would be fair to say. Fair to say. Yeah. Maybe not in the number, and another part of that is that we often don't see the change. So I will juxtapose what you're saying with, it'd be nice to see change from a different place.
Right. That's good.
You see what I'm saying?
I'll agree with that.
Sometimes you're protesting by yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. And you need help.
Right.
From the powers that be. Mm-hmm. And you don't often get that help.
Yeah.
We're going to go to a quick break. We're going to come back and we'll see where this goes. There's some other stuff that we want to get into today. Yeah. Of course, there's going to be a little quiz later.
What kind of quiz?
Hope you guys are all ready.
Quiz? I'm not good at tests. I barely made it. I told you I was on a 5-year plan in college.
Stay tuned right here on KXVS. This is the Rise and Shine 209 Morning Show.
Here at KXVS, broadcasting from Stone Tube Studios, is the voice of Stockton.
Imagine me, a dog, moving in with a human. I didn't know how it would work. Turns out, my human's pretty entertaining. For instance, every time I give my human his ball, he throws it as far as he can. And I'm like, dude, that's your ball. So I go get it, but he just throws it. Again. I gotta say though, the more he does it, the funnier it is. I love my human.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you